Hi everyone, welcome to this new video on my campaign Haywire Outbreak. At the end of the last mission we reached McBride's guns and we found a pretty cool weapon, the RPK 16 over here, so that's a pretty dope weapon. Now, I don't have a lot of resource, I especially can't build any bandage or Molotov cocktail, but what I can do with some scrap and some binding is to upgrade some of those weapons, some of those melee weapons I have. So for example here, Nick, I love his baseball bat, so I'm going to upgrade it into a nail bat with one scrap and one binding. So I'm basically turning this into that with one scrap and one binding. So I will throw away the baseball bat. I'm going to do the same here with Ellis and his wrench. I'm going to turn that into a piercing wrench by spending the same amount of resources. So 3 and 1. I'm going to discard a few things. I don't need the fire axe anymore. I don't need, here I had a shovel, I don't need that anymore. Here Ellis will start with the MPX and the piercing wrench. Here I have Marcus with the Desert Eagle. I have Nick with the Scar and the FN4. Coach is with the RPK, the armor piercing round, the machete, and here I have Terence with a pistol. Yeah, I want to use the pistol because it has the flashlight, so I will grab more resources and that's really what I need. The sniper rifle, it does 3 damage, but since I will have the RPK that deals 2 damage plus the armor piercing round that deal 1 point more of damage, that will deal 3 points of damage, so that's definitely better weapon to kill the armored infected. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so I also don't want to use the suppressor because here I already have 5 firearms. That means here we will start at the threat level 5, which is already pretty high. We start at that threat level. If I'm using one suppressor, this will be increased by 1, so starting at the threat level 6. So yeah, I have enough melee weapon, I don't need that. I'm going to just remove all those cards, I don't need them. Okay, so our team here is ready. I've placed all the cards on them, so they are all equipped with one firearm and one melee weapon. So here, again, we are at McBride's gun. What I want to go next, well, not next, but I'm aiming toward the theater settlement, because here there is a settlement of Survivor and we can trade resources, and I have a bunch of resources I'm not using, so I want to trade them for stuff I will need. So I could take the shortest path from here than next mission to there. The problem is here there is nothing to grab over there, so I don't like that. So I'm going next actually to the Holy Hill Mall. Next it will be the crash site, and after that the theater settlement. But next we are going to Holy Hill Mall. And to go from McBride's guns to Holy Hill Mall, we need to go through that small industrial zone. So here our group of survivors start over here on this side, and our goal is to reach the extract, which is that yellow dice here. There is one spawn point there, one there, and a few other in some doors. And yeah, let's get started. Okay, so first action, I'm going to activate my first character here, Marcus. He will do first a sneak, so he will move 3 inches. From there, he's doing a standard move up to here, and from there, he's looting that resource spot. Marcus have a flashlight, so I can roll I can find 2 resources. So let me remove all those dice. 2 dice. A 6 and a 4, a 6 and a 4. So a 6 we have 1 binding, so we jump to 2, and a 4, 1 more scrap. Okay, so that's it for Marcus, no more action to use on him. Here there is a weapon. Who could go there? maybe, yeah, let's grab here Nick. So Nick will do a sneak. He will do a standard move. And from there, he will do another sneak. So next turn he can try to grab that. So that was the two closest stuff to grab. There is one more here, one more there, one there. And there is one, I think, next to the car on the back. And here we have, yeah, a few other in the container area. I'm still not sure where I want to go. Here there is a big open area here, but that might be the best to sneak over here and go through the containers here and avoid alerting the one there. Yeah, let's maybe try that. But I like also this area. I would like to come in here, I'm not sure. No, I'm going to head over to this area. There is one resource there, one there. There is one there that we might try, plus one weapon here and one weapon there. So yeah, let's over to this area. So on this side, I'm going to do one move with Terence, plus one sneak, and I'm going to enter Overwatch. On this side, same thing here with the two other, basically. I'm going to do one move, one sneak, and one Overwatch, and same thing here, just placing so they can all see if something approach. So that's it for me. We jump onto the infected movement. I will just move the closest, so this one here. Oh, this one here move 3 inches towards the truck, but yeah, it's just basically against the truck. And we have one over here, this one. And it's moving away, actually in the trash here. I'm going to pause the camera and move all the others. Turn number 2. I'm going to start by grabbing this weapon with Nick. Oh, nice! A shotgun! Finally a shotgun! Okay, so let's... Oh, I like that, and especially since he have the flashlight. Yeah, I'm going right away to remove the discourage and grab the shotgun. The shotgun has only a range of 12, where the rifle have a range of 18. But that shotgun has a flashlight, plus it have a buckshot rule, and it can basically kill two infected that are close to each other. So let's equip that instead of the rifle. Cool. Okay, that's a good start. Okay, so what do we do here? Here, if I move here, I will trigger this one. But since I don't know what it is, it's a bit dangerous. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to... Yeah, let's do some action. I'm going to stay here, enter Overwatch. Here, well, if I'm staying here actually, the problem is that the rest of the team is too far to be able to fire 2 times, so I will need to do 2 moves. Yeah, I will actually wait one more turn. I'm just going to bring the team a bit closer. So this one, Nick is going to enter Overwatch. On this side, Marcus is doing a sneak. Sneak, he can... Oh. Actually, yes, he can see that one here on the back, so let's reveal this one. We have a 7 is 1 walker, 1 runner. Oops, not sure. Yeah, there might have been a sound issue. I just noticed my headset wasn't plugged in correctly, so sorry about that. So, 1 walker, 1 runner. The runner can move up to 12 if I found my stick here. So I'm still not in range, which is fine. So I just moved there. Then he can't see. Oh, yeah. This one is just the token I removed. So I just did a sneak. I'm going to do a second sneak. So next turn I will be closer to move on the back of the truck here. And from there I'm going to enter Overwatch. Same thing here with the rest of the team. I'm going to do 2 sneak and overwatch. I'm going to do 2 sneak here, overwatch, and 2 sneak and overwatch. So now we check what this group is doing, if they are turning in my direction or not. Yes, they are. So here they turn into this direction. So basically they may see us. There are 2 walkers and there are 3 survivors in line of sight. I did a sneak with all of them, so they only detect me on a 15+, but there is 3 walkers, 2 walkers seeing 3 survivors. So for the first walker, you can potentially see 3 survivors, so I'm showing 3 dice. And here we have a 19, so they are immediately alerted. So the first one here will move 12 inches, well, the first one, the runner, and the walker will just move 6 inches. Okay, so they approach. Do I want to fire or not? No, I'm not going to fire yet. Yeah, maybe next turn I will try some melee weapon. So this one here is not moving, he's just turning in the opposite direction, which is great. This one move 4 inches in that direction. I'm going to pause the camera to move the others. Okay, so on this side, I will take Terence. He will... No, actually no, I will first start with Coach over here. I want to reveal what we have there. So Coach will move 6 inches over here. Actually, we can reveal both this one and this one. I didn't check, but this one was... or maybe not in line of sight from there. But as he advances, we can reveal. So starting with this one, then this one. So on the first one we have a tree, so one will... Oh, bloater, damn it. It's not too bad, the problem is the bloater make noise when it dies. So that's, yeah, that's just the smallest problem. So those 2 over here, the second one is a 13. 13 we have... Oh, damn! Another bloater. So 13 is 2 walkers plus 1 bloater. Okay. Actually, am I within explosion range? Oh, I am. So I need to do another move before... I need to kill them. I need to kill both of them, because if they move, then... Yeah, they can just come closer to me and explode, so I need to take care of them during the survivor phase. That will make a lot of noise, but yeah, that's the game. So here I am too close to fire at that bloater. If it explodes, it will deal damage to Coach over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do another move on the left here, just to move, actually. Yeah, actually, let's head over to that. I'm aiming at that, but next turn I won't need to move to grab the resource. So I just move there. I'm going to use my cool RPK. With the RPK, I'm rolling 3 dice, and I need a 9+ on one of them. 2, 20, and 8. Oh, just one above, so the RPK kill that one, and when it explodes, the 2 other walkers are killed as well. So here, the closest an alert infected or threat token becomes alerted. So this one, actually, yeah, when I moved, when I did my standard movement, this group became alerted. It heard me. So now that means that the next closest thing from where I fired becomes alerted. So the next one, this one, become alerted. We can reveal this one. Oh, yes. Oh, no. It's a grappler, so it's not a lot, but it's a dangerous one. So here we have a single grappler. And when the bloater explode, The closest threat token becomes alerted. I'm checking range, but there is actually nothing within hearing distance of that explosion, which is great for me. On this side, Nick is going to move 6 inches here. And the shotgun have a range of 12. But he can't really see well the bloater, so I'm going to do another move up to here, and from there he's going to target the bloater. 2 shots, I need an 11 plus, and within 6, which I am, I can, within 6, I can hit a second infected, but yeah, the explosion of the bloater will kill him anyway. I just need 1 11 plus, a 14 and a 13, perfect. So the shotgun blasts those 2 here. So again here we do some noise, but no threat token are within hearing distance, so we are safe. On this side, Terence will move up to that runner, and he will use his fire axe. 2 dice, easy, 9 plus. I need a 9 plus. A 3, oh, double 3, okay, that's a miss. I'm going to use his last action point, a 20, perfect. So this runner here is killed. Next, there is still that walker that will arrive next to us. So I'm going to move Ellis. If I'm doing two, wait one. If I'm doing a sneak, plus a move, so a sneak of 3 plus a move of 6, I'm within range of that walker to try to attack him. So here, with the piercing range, 2 dice, easy, I need a 9 plus. And a 9 and a 20, perfect, I kill this one here. With my light survivor, I'm going to do a move plus a sneak, so a move of 6, a sneak of 3, and I'm going to enter Overwatch. From there, I can actually reveal that threat token there. So let's reveal what we have here. Oh, we almost had a 20. A 2 is 1 walker and 1 bloater. Oh, that's not great, because when this one will explode, since he is more toward the middle of the board and not on a board edge, it will make a lot of noise, and it will attract some nearby enemies. So that's the end of my turn. We jump onto the infected turn. That one here, the grappler, is alerted. He will move toward the closest survivor, and I think that's Coach over here. Yeah, that's definitely Coach. So he's going to move 6 inch toward Coach, and he's in the middle of those containers here. Next, I'm going to move the Reveal infected, so this group. Oh, they turn in my direction. So here I did, with both of them, I did a sneak. So let's check. The first zombie can see me on a 15 plus, and we have a 15 and a 17, so both of the infected saw my guys. So both of them move 6 inch in my direction. So now, do I want... No, I don't want to fire at them this turn, because if I do, this turn, also this threat token will become alerted, move towards me, and since it's pretty close, there is a chance that it can be nasty, so I'm going to wait next turn to do that. I'm going to pause the camera, move the other threat token. At the end of this turn, since we made some noise, one new group of infected spawn on a random spawn point. So we have 6 that spawn on point number 3, so 6 is 1 walker, 1 runner, so 1 walker, 1 runner spawn on point number 3. Oh, no. The point number 3 is this door over here. And since that threat token is within 3 inch of some alerted infected, this one becomes alerted too. So what do we have on that other one? 17, we have 2 walkers and 2 walkers and 2 runners. So 2 walkers and 2 runners. Ooh, that will become interesting. Here we have 3 runners on that side. So they are all alerted. The others are not within range to become alerted, but all of those are alerted. So that's it for this turn. We jump onto the next turn. So, start of a new turn. We have this group here, we have a large group on the left, and we still have that one over here. I think we'll need to be a bit loud this turn. I have a cocktail Molotov on Terence. The problem is that it's not equipped, it's not part of the 2 items he can use at the moment. Which sucks, because I will need to use 1 action point to be able to equip it. Then I will need to move, and since I won't be in line of sight, I will need to throw it in a point that I don't see, so it's harder to aim. So I don't think I'm going to do that. Instead, I'm going to do a... Yeah, we'll see how that works. I will take here Ellis. Ellis will move on top of that trash here, and he will start to lay down some shots with his MPX. So it's 3 shots, and I need an 11+. He's targeting the runner first. He can do 2 shooting action. So let's try the first one. I need a 111+, so we have 1. And with his third action point, he's targeting another one, and here we have a 15. So we have 2 runners killed. Next on, so here we fire 2 times. That means the 2 closest threat token becomes alerted, and that's this one and this one. I'm going to reveal what we have on the first one I pointed out. First one is a 14, second one is a 16. 14 and 16. So 14 we have 3 walker and armor, and 16 we have 2 walker and 2 runners. Let me place those on the board. So I just killed 2 infected, but 8 new ones just spawned. We still have 1 runner here and 3 walkers, but we have a more dangerous threat, which is that bloater over here. So I can't do anything else with Ellis here. Marcus. Thankfully I have a Desert Eagle, which deals 2 points of damage, so I can one-shot that bloater. But I am not within 6 inch. That will mean, yeah, it will be an harder shot. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a move just to enter 6 inch of the bloater, and I'm going to shoot. So in case I'm missing, I can reroll. So I need an... Yeah, it has a red dot, so it used the easy shooting stat, which is 9+, a 9 that I can reroll, and a 1, so I'm going to reroll that one. Oh damn it, a 4. I still have 1 action point on Marcus. I'm using his last action point. Oh, 17. So here, the Desert Eagle touch the bloater explode and kill that other walker with him. I don't have any more action point with Marcus, so on the back over here, Terence, I'm going to... First he needs to get closer to his... Oh, wait. Here we have that runner. All the walkers can't climb on top of the wall. It's too high. They can only move up 1 inch high object. But that runner will just move and attack me. So I'm going... Yeah, I need to cover the rest of the team. So I'm going to move Terence over here. And Terence is going to enter Overwatch. And crossing finger, it will work. Yeah, I'm entering... I could spend 1 action point to swap the Molotov cocktail with the fire axe, but the thing is, the the thing is, I will enter Overwatch with the fire axe, because if that runner will move on anyway close to my guy, actually I will come over here just so he attack Terence. And since he will come close to Terence, I will trigger the Overwatch with the fire axe, which have the best chance of killing someone. So that's it for those three. We have those two guys to activate. That one is pretty dangerous. I need to do something about that. Nick will be actually pretty good to be able to do something. So what I'm going to... yeah, let me think. Yeah, so what I'm going to do first. Here, coach... No, actually, no. That's a resource point. But coach doesn't have a flashlight on his rifle. So I'm not going to do anything with him. Instead, coach will move over here and he will enter Overwatch there, so when that thing comes, he will be able to target him. On this side, I will move Nick over here. Nick will loot. He can loot 2 times since he have a flashlight on his shotgun. Oh yes, perfect. 1 and a 2 mean 1 alcohol and 1 rag, which is exactly what I needed. I still have 1 action point on Nick, and I want to grab that weapon, so I'm going to move him back over here. So that's it for my turn. We jump onto the infected turn. Infected turn, we start by the grappler over here. So the grappler will move toward coach, he will move over here, then it will trigger the Overwatch from coach. He has the LMG, it uses the easy shooting stats, so I need a 9+, but I have 3 dice to try that. 3 and 15 and a 19, so I one-shot the grappler over here. Next, on this side, we have the runner that moved 12 inches in base contact here with Terence. He hit me on an... well, no. He wants to hit me, but first I'm triggering the Overwatch with the fire axe. Easy, 9+ with 2 dice. Ooh, 6, but I have a 10. The 10 kills him. So this one is dead. Now we have the tree walker here that will move 6 inches. So 1, 2. Yes, so 1, 2, and 3. Now we have all the other in this area. So let's move all of them. So this group arrive here. That second group over here. The 2 runners arrive there. That's dangerous because I can't target them directly this turn. I don't see them. So yeah, we'll see. So that's the end of this turn. We made a lot of gunshots, so 1 new group of infected arrive. A 4 on point number 5. A 4 hits 1 walker, 1 armored. So they both arrive at point number 5, which is this one over here. Yeah, that's it. We jump from threat level 5 to threat level 6, and we jump onto the next turn. Okay, this new turn, first thing I'm going to do here, Nick is going to do 1 move, a second move, and here he's going to grab that weapon. Oh no, 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 no! Oh shit. We have a crawler. An infected was crawling exactly where you wanted to loot that weapon and you didn't saw him earlier. Place a walker in base contact to that survivor. Damn. The problem. Oh, that's a big problem because I use 2 action points to move and my last action point to loot, meaning I don't have any action point to be able to target that infected. And my team is... the rest of my team is too far to be able to do anything. Even coach here won't be able to do anything. So Yeah, I will leave Nick alone on that side. Oh damn, that's a shame. That's a real shame. Okay, we jump onto the rest. We need to kill some. Oh, wait one. I will use one action point to switch from the machete that we don't need anymore. We are not sneaky anymore, and I will actually equip some armor piercing round in that RPK 16. Basically, here coach have the RPK and the armor piercing round. The armor piercing ammunition gives one more damage to that weapon. So that use one action point. Now I'm going to move coach over here for his second action point, and from there he's going to target that armored infected over here. Again, the armor infected have a strength, a resistance of 3. That's why I'm equipping the ammunition so I can try to one-shot him. I need a 9+. 1, 4, oh, 1, 4, 14. The 14 managed to kill that one here. No more action point for coach. I remember that we have 2 runners on that side that will arrive pretty fast, so I need to be careful on those. But here I also have some infected to deal with. So what are we going to do? Terence, I think, is going to 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Terence is going to do a move. From there, he's going to attack that one with the fire axe. So I need an. Let me actually grab all of that and place it over here. So it's a bit closer. So here I need one 9+. I have a 5 and a 13. So I kill this one. With this last action point, he's going to enter Overwatch, waiting for the other to arrive. Here, Ellis, he will target with the SMG one of the walker. 5, oh shit, oh shit. Oh, not lucky there. It used a medium stat, so I needed an 11+, and I missed my 3 shots. Let's say my firing position was not perfect on that, and it just slipped, and he just missed his shots. Oh, damn it, that cancel a bit my plan. Because since we have 2 runners coming in from there, I was hoping to place this guy in Overwatch plus this guy, so I could kill both of them, but now I won't be able to kill both of them. Yeah, I need also to take care of those, so I'm going to fire again at one of them. So second action point, I kill one. Actually, no, it's not too bad because I don't actually need to move with Ellis. I will just turn and enter Overwatch from there. So when the runner arrives here, he will be able to fire at him. On this side, actually, just checking the line of sight of... Yeah, actually, he can't... Here, oh, sorry for the camera. Here I'm basically placing the stick just on the head of Marcus, and he can't even see that walker, so I need to move him first. So I'm going to move him here, away from the others. So I'm going to come here. So here he can see the walkers. He's going to fire at one of them. Marcus, Marcus have a pistol. Am I within range? Yes, I am within range. Easy shooting stat, I need a 9+. Nate. Come on. With the last shooting stat, I'm going to enter Overwatch with Marcus. So end of my phase, we jump onto the infected phase. I'm expecting that infected phase to be pretty nasty for me. So here, this infected hits me on an 11+. Okay, 1, not too bad to start with. On this side, that infected advance, and it triggered the Overwatch from Terence. 1 and 11, the 11 killed the infected. So that's it for on this side. Now we jump onto this side. So here, first there the Walker advance. So 6, 6, 6. Now we have those two runners that advance. The closest survivor is here, Coach. So the first infected, the first runner arrives, it triggered the Overwatch from Marcus. Here I need a 9+. So Marcus misses shot. I still have Elise here with the SMG. With that I need an 11+. Oh, it was close again. 1 for 11. The 11 killed this one. But I still have one other runner. The other runner arrives in base contact with Coach and attack him. He hits Coach on a 11+. And a 7. Not too bad, not too bad. That's the end of this turn. No more. Actually, no, this threat token. Actually, I think this threat token was alerted already next turn and I completely forget about this one. Those two walkers moves also 6. And we have also those two here on the back that also move. Oops, where this one go? Those guys, I'm just going to move that. I'm not going to play on the other side, so let's say that those moves also 6. And yeah, let's reveal this one. We have an 18, 18, 18. We have 4 walker and 1 grappler. So 4 walker, 1, 2, 3. 1 grappler and 1 more walker. Oh, I have a lot of people on this area, actually. So this group has not been activated yet, so this group will move 6 inches here. Thankfully I have no survivor in range of the grappler, so yeah, that's it for this turn, and we jump onto the, not on the next turn, we jump onto the spawn phase. 8 that spawn on 6, 8 we have 2 walker and 1 screamer, 2 walker plus 1 screamer that spawn on the point. Oh, that's bad, oh no, 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 no. Oh, that's very bad. That's very bad for Nick over here. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Screamer is dangerous because it can deal 2 points of damage in one action and it can move 8, so it's faster than well, it can only move once, we can move 3 times, but yeah, anyway. We are... yeah, let's see what happens on the next turn. Also, end of this turn, we jump onto threat level 7. So now we can finally... no, we still are not encountering potentially the Juggernaut. This is on the next threat level. So we start with Nick here. Nick will use his Nailbat on that one, on that infected here. So 2 dice using the easy, so I need a 9+. 16, 17, perfect. This one is killed. I don't want... yeah, I can't... yeah, this weapon spot has been looted. It just contained that freaking... that freaking... crawler. So on this side... so just in Haywire, measures are done base to base. So here I am within 6 of this first infected. So I'm going to use the... I don't want to run away, because... yeah, if I'm using my 2 other action points to move, those guys will just come on the back of the rest of the team, which is also dangerous for me. So I need to get rid of some of them. So Nick here will target the first infected over here. medium, so I need with 2 dice. No, it's it's 2 dice. So, oh, it has a cool rule. Buckshot. Within 6 inches may hit a second infected up to 1 inch from the first one. So here, if I hit the first one, yeah, the screamer here is within 1 inch of the infected I'm targeting, so I might be able to kill both of them. A 3 and a 5, of course. I still have 1 action point, and I'm going to use it. I don't have a choice. So new attempt again. I need an 11 plus. No! Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible. And again, oh damn! I should have run away. That's yeah, never mind. Okay, on this side, coach, who is here? Coach will again. He have no. You know what? I want to keep the RPK to fire at the grappler, which is currently the most dangerous threat. So what I'm going to do, Terence is not in range, so I will first start to activate Ellis. Ellis with the SMG will fire at him. So here, 3 shot, I need an 11 plus. Oh, come on! 168, no luck, so second action point. What? That fucking dumpster is a nightmare to sit on. I'm sure that's because of that. Okay, it would double 20. I needed one last turn. Okay, so here, this turn, we only kill 1 infected with Ellis. No, what? I need to get rid of some of the guy here. So we'll activate Marcus. Marcus can see the 3 of them, and they are all within range of the Desert Eagle. So here I'm using the easy, so I can also reroll. So a 9 plus that I can reroll. So targeting the first one, rerolling. Okay, first one is killed. Targeting the second one with my second action point, 15 is killed. Targeting the last one, 6 that I can reroll, and a 9. Okay. Not too bad on that side. Okay, so now next. Coach. I don't want to move too close because those guys can still reach me. That container here is 2-inch high, and I can move 2-inch high objects, so you know what? Nah, I'm not going to do that. Let's move on this side here, just so I have a clear line of sight on the grappler here, and I'm going to fire at the grappler. I need a 9 plus with the RPK. Perfect. 17, 11, I kill the grappler. And I still have 1 action point, and I'm going to fire at that one here. Same thing here. This one is killed. So next I have Terence on the back here. Actually, Terence is within range, so he will move here and he will loot that. He have a flashlight on his USP, so this is great. Yeah, let's roll that. Double 4, not perfect. Double 4, we found 2 scrap. Yeah, I need some 1 and 2. Anyway, that's the end of this survivor phase. We jump onto the infected phase. We start by the not so great. So here, this infected is within range, so he moves 6 and he attack. He hits me on an 11 plus. So here I have 1 point of damage, I still have 2 health points. The problem is the screamer that is over here. There. The screamer, he can move 8. and it deals 2 points of damage. So here, so 6 will bring him over here, so yeah, it's definitely within range. And the problem also, it's easier for him to hit on a 9+, he hit me. Oh, please, 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 no 9+, because if it's a 9+, that means Nyx is dead. Oh, yes! Oh, okay, so I managed to survive. Maybe not for long, but I managed to survive for now. And that last walker moves 6 inches towards me. On this side, so, yeah, just going to pause the camera and move all the walkers there. I moved all the walkers. We don't trigger the swarm rule yet, probably next turn. But now first, extra group of infected arrive. 13 on... Oh no, another spawn here. Oh no. Yeah, I won't be able to survive that. What's the number? 13. 13 is 3 walker and 1 runner. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. That was so my favorite character. To be honest, really, anybody in my team could have died. That would be fun. That would be fine. But Nick was really my go-to character. But yeah, that's... Yeah, I have not a lot of faith on that one. The rest of the crew is really too far to do anything. So yeah, let's jump onto the next turn. I'm going to start the next turn right away by Nick. He's going to use his nail bat. He's going first to target the Screamer, which is the most dangerous one. And also again, he only have 2 action points, so I can only do 2 attacks. It used the easy, so I need a 9+ on 2 dice. So we have a 13, so the Screamer here is dead, which is great. And then I'm going to target the second infected. Again, I need a 9+, 17. That one is dead too. I can't move, can't do anything else. The rest of the infected will just move towards me. On this side, what I'm going to do? I will keep Coach here to kill the armored infected with the RPK, so in the meantime, Elise is going to move 6 because I don't want to fire from the dumpster anymore. He's going to fire 3 bullets at the first one. I need an 11+, so this one is killed. And the second one, 16, 17, yeah, this one is killed too. On that side, Marcus is going to move here. He's going to target, they are all within 6. So here I'm going to throw, I need a 9+ that I can reroll, and damn it. So last action point, 2 that I can reroll. Oh damn, I missed all my shots. So now I'm going to activate Coach. Yeah, I have no choice to use Coach. Coach, I need 16, so here this one is killed. Second action point, 8-7. Oh, 8-7-4, I missed all my shots. Okay, last action point. So this is 3, 11, 13, so this one is killed. We still have 1, and I don't have any more action point on those 3 survivors. Well, I still have Terence on the back. But Terence could take the chance and go loot the rest of the stuff. That's what he's going to do. Terence is doing his life on his own. We saw on the other side that going on its own is not a good thing, especially if something spawns here. But I'm going to push my luck. I will move here. I'm going to loot one thing. Okay. Oh, that's definitely better. Yeah, I'm going to grab that and I'm going to leave the USP I'm going to grab that. So this is an assault rifle, so it deals more damage. It also has the flashlight, which is great. Okay, so that's it for me. We jump onto the infected phase. Starting on this side, this walker here arrive on me, he hit me on an 11 plus. Please, please, please. Ah, damn it, 20. This second one here is also within range, he arrive here. This one also hit me on an 11 plus, a 3. The problem here, the two on the back are too far, but here we have a runner. The runner arrive in base contact. He also hit me on an 11 plus. Yes, a 2. Oh, I should have sent some backup to help Nick. Because I'm still alive, I'm still fighting, I still have a chance to stay alive, but yeah, that would have been a best move to help him. On this side, that walker will arrive on Coach. And a 9, so this one is not hitting Coach, damn it. And here, I'm saying damn it because I would have preferred that there is some injury on that side, but not on Nick on the other side. So that's it here, and a new group of infected spawn. No way, again the 6, again the 6. A 5, we have one walker and one screamer. Spawning again here. Actually I forget to move those two infected, so they both move here. And here we have one screamer and one walker. Sorry Nick. So at the end of the turn, how many infected do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we still don't trigger the swarm. We jump on to turn 8. Turn 8. Nick, he will... Yeah, I will just target one infected, the runner. Actually, I can roll 2 dice. The first one was a 6, the second one is a 15, so I kill the runner. That's it on this side. On this side here, I'm going to use 2 action points here to go toward that resource spot. I'm going to loot that. Again, I have a flashlight with my newly acquired assault rifle, a 2 and a 5. So one more rag and one more chemical. So that's it on this side. That's it here. Now here I'm going first with Helis over here. 3 dice with the SMG. 6, 10. Yeah, I missed. I need an 11 plus. Second action point. Yeah, second action point. Kill this one. And third action point, I'm going to target that one, the yellow one. Yes, this one is killed. On that side, Coach is targeting the armored infected. So 3 dice with the LMG. It needs a 9 plus, so this one is killed right away. And after that I'm going to move, loot that. I don't have any flashlight, so I'm grabbing one resource. It's a 6, so it's one of those. And next, on this side, Marcus is looting that weapon. Oh. What do we have here? You feel something touching your arm, and when turning you see it was the tongue of a grappler. While struggling to escape his hold on you, he still managed to grab your weapon. Oh! This survivor, yeah, he loses his main weapon. And since the beginning of the game, this game, I was really mostly using the Desert Eagle. I'm going to assume that the grappler stole my Desert Eagle. Damn, it was such a cool weapon, especially since Marcus is like the miniature I'm using have a pistol, so that's why I wanted the pistol on him. But yeah, I'm losing that. Damn it. It's actually not written on the card. I forget about that. But yeah, the logical thing to do will be to actually place also a grappler over here. It's not written, so technically you don't need to do that. But I'm just going to do it because we're just for roleplay a bit. So I was using my first action point to loot that. That means I still have 2 action points. So now I'm going to use the fire axe. I need a easy, so a 9+. I need a 9+. A 5 and an 8. Okay, doesn't start great. I still have 1 action point. Okay, 7 and 10. The 10 was my last chance, and it kills the grappler. So that's it for this turn. No more action for me. We jump onto the next turn, the next phase, the infected phase. So on this side, the walker will attack Nick. 11+. Yeah, this walker here managed to kill Nick. I'm sorry, Nick. That was really my favorite character, and he just died. Rest in peace. So that was the first walker. That means now all the others will turn toward the closest survivor. They will move 6 inches in that direction. So those 3 move here. Here I have a screamer that move 8, and this one moves 6. So that's it for the infected phase. No more infected. We jump onto the spawn phase. During the spawn phase, how many infected do we have? We have 10 on 2, 10 on 2. 10 is here. 10, we have 2 walkers and 1 runner. 2 walkers and 1 runner that arrive on point number 2, which is actually pretty close to Terence. It's actually within running range of the runner. I might need to take care of him. So how many infected we have on the board? We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, for now we are safe. We are at the threat level 8. We jump onto the threat level 9 and we start a new turn. Yeah, we start a new turn with only 4 survivors now. So first thing I'm going to do on this side, Terence, you have the assault rifle. He will target the runner. Actually, what did I do? I think I did something wrong, because here I've looted a weapon. And there is no weapon. Oh no, never mind, it was the weapon grabbed over here. Oof. Sorry, again, I'm filming across multiple days, and I'm often forgetting a few stuff. So I still have the assault rifle. It will target the runner. The assault rifle here used the medium combat stat, so I need an 11+. I missed my first action. This one is really broken, so I'm going to reroll that one. Second action point is also a miss. Last action point, I need an 11+. Okay, I miss all my action points with Terence on this side. No more stuff to loot. I'm just going to start to move my team toward the extract. So this one is moving 6 plus another 6. I'm going to enter Overwatch. On that side, I'm going to move 2 times, enter Overwatch 2, and Marcus is doing the same over here. 2 move. Actually, he doesn't have any weapon anymore, so I'm going to move another time here. And that's it for my turn. We jump onto the infected turn. Infected turn, we start by that runner that arrived in contact with Terence. He hit Terence on an 11+ and a 16, so he hit Terence. Damn it. So Terence is really like the firefighter. He's not good at firearms apparently. Here the two other walkers start to advance. Now on this side we have the Screamer that moves 6 plus 2 that bring her over here, which is, it's a bit hard to say it if it's, yeah, I'm going to say I'm going to say that my survivor can't see her. So next this one moves 6, this guy here move all 6, and this one here moves also 6. So that's it for this infected phase. A new group spawn on a random spawn point. We have a 17 on 4. 17 is... oh, we have a Juggernaut. We have a Juggernaut. That's the first time I'm encountering a Juggernaut. And that's the model for the Juggernaut I'm using from Skullforge Studio. So a Juggernaut and 4 walkers. I'm starting to be low in terms of walkers. Well, actually I have plenty on that side. Point number 4 is over here. Oh, that's fairly bad for me. I could rush toward the extract, but I have Terence, the firefighter, which is of course alone on its own. Again, I pushed my luck. I hope I can save him. So, a new turn begin. I was thinking of my strategy to try to keep my team alive. Right now, when this group will, at the start of the infected phase, if I send my guy towards here, they will move towards this direction. So it will be hard to save my guy over here. So what I want to do instead is bring all my team toward the front of the truck, so this group head over to the front of the truck. I've checked the range. The Juggernaut will be able to reach roughly the front of the truck, but not more. So that's roughly my plan. So let's try. Let's start to do some stuff. First thing, I want to keep both action points on this guy to be able to move. And yeah, he's injured again. So first thing I'm going to do is to send Ellis to try to kill the runner. So Ellis will move over here, and from there he's targeting the runner. He need an 11 plus, and we have 1. Oh, that was close. So we killed that one. I still have 1 action point on Ellis. And with this last action point, he's going to enter Overwatch. On this side here, Terence will use 1 action point. What again do we have? You have an assault rifle. I'm not going to activate him next. I'm going first to activate Coach. So Coach will move over here. From there he's targeting the Screamer. 3 dice, easy, need a 9 plus, so we have a 10 and a 16 that deal 3 points of damage. The Screamer have a strength of resistance of 2, so he's killed. I still have 1 action point on Coach. I'm going to target that infected here, that walker. I need a 9 plus, 20, 16, 19, damn it. Why I didn't roll that earlier. So that's it on that side. Here, Marcus will do 1 move, and he won't do anything else. When the end of the game, I will try to loot that last weapon spot just to try to find a better weapon for Marcus. And damn, what an idiot! When I found the assault rifle, I just dumped the HK USP 45. I completely forget that Marcus lost his weapon due to the grappler. I should have kept that USP, damn it. So that's it for the tree, and here with with this guy, I'm going to... Where can those reach? Yeah, I'm just going to remove that, and I'm just going to move 2 times up to here, roughly. So that's it for my turn. We jump onto the infected turn. So here, those 2 walkers advance. Here we have that big group. So basically the walkers arrive, but the juggernaut arrives there. So that's it on this side. On this side, what do we have? So this one arrives here. 1, 2, 3. So we made some noise. 10 arrive on 4, so it's the same entry point, and 10 it's 3 walker. Oh, a speeder. We didn't saw a speeder, did we? No, I think we already saw one, but we always manage to kill her first. Oh no, damn it! That's bad because the speeder can spit acid up to 6 inch, and I won't be able to reach the extract next turn. I could, but I have 1 survivor that is slowed because he's injured. Ah, damn it. And that basically means that we need to try to kill that speeder, and we won't. We are too short. We'll see. Start of a new turn. The start of a new turn, I'm going to start moving my guys. So Marcus, he can't do anything, but if I'm moving... Yeah, I can't move past the end of the trailer because the speeder here will move up to here, up to this point, and if you have somebody in line of sight, it will spit acid up to 6, and yeah, it can reach basically up to this area. So I will just move Marcus up to here. On this side, what can I do? Now I'm going to basically move everybody 2 inch and place the 2 guys here on the back in Overwatch, and my injured guy is just moving 2 times. So that's it for my movement. I'm jumping onto the infected movement. I'm going to pause the camera and move all of them. So, I didn't fire yet. I could fire with my 2 guys in Overwatch, but if I don't fire, no new infected will spawn, and I don't want to fire because there is a spawn point just next to the extract, so I want to avoid adding more infected over there. So what I'm going to do next, so at the end of this turn, I move all the infected. We have the juggernaut running on our back, plus we are pretty much surrounded. So next turn, I'm simply going to rush toward the extract. So this guy is moving 2 movements. Everybody, yeah, just need to do 2 moves to reach the extract, but here Marcus will do 1 move, and he will loot, and let's just pray for not an event. And he just found a crowbar. I immediately dropped the crowbar, and just with my last action, run toward the extract. So that's the end of this game. Let's check on the world map what we gain. So at the end of this mission, we just reached Holy Hill Mall. At the mall, we found 8 new resources. So let's grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so that's 8 resources. So I'm going to just hold all of them at once. Okay, we have 2, 1, 1, 2. Yeah, let's just place all of them over here. Okay, so that's basically where we are at in terms of resources. We also gain 1 new recipe. Let's grab the deck. So this is the deck. I'm going to shuffle it and pick 1 random card. So I shuffled the deck. I'm going to pick 1 random card, and we gain a taped mags which allow me to basically roll one additional die. So for example, if I had tape mags on the MP6, I won't roll 3, I would roll 4 dice. It's pretty useful. We'll see if we need that. So we gain a lot of resources. We have one survivor who is injured, it's Terence. So straight at the end of this game, I'm going to craft one bandage for one coal and one rag. So I'm going to use one alcohol, one rag. I'm going to craft a bandage so I can fully heal Terence. So at least next turn my 4 survivors are fully alive, and we'll see at the start of the next mission which stuff I will craft. I might try that tripwire mine, we'll see. So that's it for this game. Hope you like it. It was pretty action-packed, and I will see you all for the next one. Bye everyone.